Welcome to SKILLUP Academy. In today's training session, we're going to look into my 8 favorite reasons to learn new skills. So if you saw my first training session on last Wednesday, I showed you my story as to why I really liked learning a new skill, what happened in my life due to the skills that I learned, okay? So I'm not going to go through that again, but I'm going to share you my 8 favorite reasons to hopefully inspire you to get started and learn a bunch of different new skills. So, are you ready for it? Oh, yeah. So, let's start with reason number 1. And this is probably the most common because they are useful. That's pretty much the reason why I started. One of the skills that I started with was categorization learning using machine learning. It was useful for me because it was for a project that I was working on. For you, when you learn a new skill, it might be that you want to get a new job or you want to get a promotion, and these are perfectly reasonable reasons to learn skill and the most common again. That with reason number 2, they are fun, because why not? A lot of skills are just hobbies. Reasons you don't need. It doesn't need to be about productivity. It doesn't need to be about jobs or things that make you money. I learned to play ukulele last month. I learned to salsa dance last year, and I learned photography. I learned composing epic music. I only did that for fun. It's a hobby. We need things to entertain us. Completely valid reason. So if for a month you decide you want to learn something and you feel guilty that it's not bringing you anything, it's not true. It's bringing you something, all right? Entertainment is valuable. Reason number 3. That one I didn't expect originally when I started my skill up approach. The skills that I learned actually made me more interesting than I used to be. So I used to be really shy. I used to be introverted. Still am to some degree, but definitely a lot less so. And the reason is that it makes you more interesting is that initially when I was meeting new people, the only thing I could tell them was, or talk to them about, was software engineering or video game development. And if I met other people that had a different skill set and different interests, I didn't know what to tell them. I didn't know what to talk about. They would tell me things, and I was like, I don't know what to say. I don't know anything about what you're talking about. You don't know anything about what I'm talking about. So discussion is basically gone, and not even 5 minutes. There's no discussion. So when you learn a bunch of different skills, you get to access more people. You get to connect with people on a different level. So I learned how to do e-commerce. That was a while back, and when I was in Colombia, there were people interested in learning about it. I was like, I've learned how to do that. I started a store. I did Facebook marketing. I did Shopify, Uberlo, all these things. I know about them. So I created a workshop for them. And other people started joining and being interested. So somehow I became more interesting to these people because I had acquired these skills. So with every new skill that you learn, you get access to more people to connect with. I think this one's quite powerful and completely overlooked by people. So think about that one. Number 4. This might be the most important one. They make you learn faster. So again, I didn't expect that to start with, but if you came to Friday's presentation on how to break skills down, I did talk about how learning a new skill creates chunks in your brain that you can use for other skills. So a very, very simple example would be the skill of running. So once you know how to run, it opens up pretty much every sport that you want to learn, right? It opens up a bunch of different activities that you couldn't do before that now you can do. But this is true of so many skills. Learning a new language. If I know how to speak French, it's much easier for me to learn Spanish or Italian after. If I know English, it's easier to learn German, and vice versa. So, or if you know programming language, it's easier to know the next, right? And so with all these examples, you can understand that the more diverse and the more you learn, the easier it gets. And I thought it was phenomenal because a lot of people ask me, how do I learn that quickly? And I didn't used to learn that quickly. It used to be absolutely painful for me to learn any new skill, just like anyone. But just because I had these chunks all over learning different skills, everything just became a lot faster. So think about that when you're trying to find what's the next skill you want to learn. Sometimes it's better to do micro skills, like very, very short, than to do longer ones that take 15, 20, 30, 50 hours. Good? Number 5, they motivate you. I used to have a real hard time waking up and not anymore. So what I do in the morning is I start, it changes every month, but most of the time I start with my self-improvement. So writing, skill development, that kind of stuff. And what happens then is that at the start of the day, I get progress to start with. And progress equals wins. And the more you win, the more dopamine that gets created in your brain. And that creates motivation for you to accomplish anything. So waking up in the morning becomes super easy. And then because it becomes a habit, that happens weekly as well. You get more motivation every week, and same with monthly. So that keeps adding on. And yeah, it's amazing. I love the motivation I get from it. Number 6 is basically all of the above lead to that. So by being more motivated, learning faster, by having fun, you get more energy. So if you ask people that knew me 2 years ago, they wouldn't tell you that Danny they know has a lot of energy. You see me on camera now. I do have a lot of energy. I talk to people and they comment about how much energy I actually have, and it didn't used to be that way. And that was all through skill learning because of the reasons I mentioned. Motivation, I have fun, and that happens every day. It's a really good habit to have. Number 7, they make you thrive. So there's a really good quote that I like by Robert Greene, who wrote the book Mastery. He says in there, the future belongs to those who learn new skills and combine them in creative ways. I love this. It's really hard. It's really difficult to be a top performer in any skill. It's really hard. There's really, out of 7.7 billion people, it's really hard to compete to high levels. So the more you learn, the more unique you become. So when you combine your uniqueness and create something original out of that, you're in your own league. You basically beat everyone out there, and it's fantastic how much you can accomplish. The SKILLUP Academy is a combination of so many of the skills that I've learned. I'm doing public speaking right now. I'm doing video production because I got to edit those. I got to learn how to market those on YouTube, on Facebook, on Google, all these things. So yeah, the more you learn, the more you can combine them in ways that you could never think about. Good? Good. All right, this is, along with number 4, this is probably one of the most important. They build your confidence. So yeah, I didn't used to be as confident as I am now. And in Brendon Burchard's High Performance Habits book, he says confidence is the cheat. So in his book, he talks about 6 habits that high performers have. So they have energy, energy, courage, influence, clarity, other things. Okay, I'm missing some of them. But he talks about that, and confidence is what actually makes you get better at those. I did see that myself. I did the test. So he has a test called High Performance Indicator. Anyone knows that one? highperformanceindicator.com. And he asked a bunch of questions to see how you fit into these 6 different habits. And I scored, I think it was 3.87 out of 5, which is not bad. Not bad at all. And that was back in March, I think, of last year. I did it again 6 months later after learning even more skills. And that actually increased to 4.5. So pretty big gap. Everything is actually quite exponential. So at 4.5, it's actually in the top 10 of the high performers in the world. And I definitely wasn't there before. And the confidence I got through learning new skills brought me there. So very, very important. And that's actually all I had. These were the 8 my 8 favorites. There's definitely more reasons to learn new skills. While I go through the next presentations that we're going to do this week, if anyone has any other reasons that they can think of or any reasons they don't agree, please share it in the chat. I'll look into it after. But in the meantime, I'll just do a quick review. They're useful. They're fun. They make you more interesting. They make you learn faster. They're important. They motivate you, give you more energy. They make you thrive, and they build your confidence. So these are my favorite skills. And I hope that inspires you to try and learn different skills as frequently as you can without burning yourself out, okay? You don't have to learn 3 new skills a month like I do. Do it at your own rhythm. All right, so coming up soon, tomorrow at 1 p.m., so not 12 p.m. this time, but 1 p.m., I've been announcing it for a while now, but Michael Tranmer is finally going to come teach us the 5 mistakes new coaches make. So if you're looking to entering the coaching business, Michael will show you exactly what you need to avoid, and that's going to help you kickstart your coaching career. He's got so much energy and a good camera presence, so I'm looking forward to see what he has to say, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're looking to be a coach, you need to come. Rosemary Barnes comes for the 2nd time on public speaking. So that's going to be on Wednesday at 12 p.m. And this time she's going to talk about how to start and end a presentation. So in the first one, she told us how to fight her fear of public speaking. And I personally learned a lot. She had really cool techniques, good presence. It was just a really good training session. So I had to ask her to come again, and she agreed. So it's going to be amazing because a lot of us have a hard time starting and ending a presentation. And she's going to help us figure this out. So looking forward to that. And on Thursday, we're going to do our first ever interview style training session with my friend Jordan Gross. So Jordan released a book called Getting Comfy. I think it was about 2 years ago now. And he self-published on Amazon. And he had really good success. His book became a bestseller in such a short amount of time. And in this training session, he's going to show us how he actually made that happen. And he told me the tricks before, and they're really good. They pretty much guarantee you will succeed at self-publishing a book. It's not easy. Jordan is really deliberate, and he's really good at following through. But if you do that, you will succeed. Your book will be a bestseller. So the interview format is going to be really interactive. We're going to try to ask you in the chat if you have any questions for Jordan or for me. And so if you're looking to publish a book, self-publish a book, or even just publishing traditionally or not, just join, and you're going to learn so much on that. So So I did ask just before going through that anyone has any other reasons for learning skills that I haven't thought about or haven't mentioned here. You know, maybe 10 seconds on that. No, there are others. There are some that I avoided. I wanted to see if some people bring them up, because there are reasons that even myself I know about, but haven't actually reached the point where it actually applied to me. So that's the reason why I didn't talk about them. It looks like it's complete for now. So maybe we're going to do another session one other day if there's more people around and if other people want to share, and maybe as a live interview. That could be interesting too. But in the meantime, this was Skill Up Academy. Today we learned about my 8 favorite reasons to learn new skills. I hope that's going to inspire you to learn a bunch of new skills and get more energy, get more motivation, and be more confident. Just have fun. It can do all that for you. So thanks for joining, and see you tomorrow.